Here's the positions. By the way, who the heck does this in this world? Nobody. Nobody shows positions. Okay, so let's go. Same position as so let me just go through it. What I have is, we'll see how many positions. Oh, this is my day trade, so it's inconsequential. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. Now, the BMNR started as a synthetic meaning I was short put credit spread. With some of that money, I went and bought a call debit spread, and BMNR went against me actually, like it did with everybody else. It went, I think, I went down all the way to 40. So I only put on 20 lots. That's the other thing, folks. You know, I have a 6-figure trading account, and you got to size everything correctly. If you don't size correctly, you're going to get smashed. Could I have put in 100 lots of this? Of course I could, because it's such an equity efficient trade. I could have, but I said, no, enough is enough. So long story short, I had put on a synthetic, selling a put credit spread with that money, buying some call debit spreads. Since it went down, you're not seeing the fourth leg. This looks like a 3-leg trade, but it was a 4-leg trade. Basically, I sold the 45 puts for October expiration, October 17 regular expiration, bought the 40 puts. So that's my put credit spread. Okay. Stock is a 43.75, 44, let's say. Okay. Then with that money, I turned around and bought a 50.70. So I bought the $50 calls on BMNR. And this is, I did when the stock was like 45. I bought the $50 call, sold the 70 calls. Then stock goes down to, breaks 40 actually. I think it went down to 39 range. And last Friday, I bought the short leg of the calls back, short leg of the call debit spread back. So I already made about 60% on those. But I'm down, as you guys can see the pricing. I'm down on the long calls of the call debit spread, but I'm about even actually on the long calls because I took in about 60% on the short side. So I'm managing this trade. I'm watching it carefully. I think it'll be okay. So you guys are going to say, well, what is the purpose of this trade? The purpose of this trade is for BMNR to go to 60, 70, 80 by October. That's only going to happen if ETH goes to 6,000. Okay. Otherwise, it ain't going to happen. But what will happen is that because I put in a put credit spread on, if the stock is about 45, I'm going to collect all that premium. So I'm getting paid to play at this point. At some point, I will get rid of the calls, the long side, if we're not going to move, because data is absolutely like it's decaying it, right? The time decay. So that's that trade. This is my day trade today. I literally, here it is. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but I don't hide anything. So show average prices, about 3,500 shares, average call 565. Sold it at 607, so 42 cents, I don't know, $1,500 real quick. And then it went to 7. Okay. Well, we left 70 cents on the table, a couple $3,000 on the table. But I don't day trade. But one of my members said, oh, INHD is down to this level. I'm like, okay, let me just buy a few thousand shares. And then, hey, I'm not going to kick $1,500 out of bed. Once in a while, I do it. I'm long 200 NEO, October 5 puts. Holding those. That's my lottery ticket, but I don't know. I'll probably take a little bit of a hit and get out. Next one is I'm long 4,000 shares of Pioneer Power Solutions, PPSI. Costs 371, stocks 380. It breaks 4. I think we'll squeeze 5 out of that. I'll hold it for now. I've been holding it for a while, actually. Let me go through the last stock, and then I'll go back to SBET. So TSSI, I was long 2,000 shares. Average cost was like 1270. Sold 500 shares at 1370. Just not holding 1,500 shares. I have some sell orders above. Yeah, I have. This is another thing you guys should be doing. Since if you're not going to watch it, and if you're a swing trader, put some gift orders in. You never know what's going to happen on the buy side and the sell side. So if it goes to 1417 today, I'll sell another 500, scale in, scale out. Nobody can catch the bottom. Nobody can catch the top. If they see they only buy bottoms and sell tops, run the other direction. They're bullshitters. And last but not least, SBET, 1591. So actually it's outperforming. Actually MNAV is up to 1.87 now, or 0.88. It's definitely outperforming ETH today, which is fine. Good. That's what we want. And 1594. So what do I have? I started with the same synthetic, well, structure of it, not the same strikes, by the way, obviously, because it's a $15 stock. I started, so I have 60 lots, right? I put on a 17 and a half, 15, put credit spread with that money, with credits actually up to $1. I bought the I bought the 20 calls and sold the 30 calls, just like on BMNRs, because it went against me initially. I bought the calls back at 55% gain, but of course I'm down 45% on the calls, but now I'm free. If we do run, even if the calls get back to even with the money I collected on the short leg, I'll be fine, and the put credit spread is going to hit the wall. So I'm good. But the other thing I did, it kept going against me, it kept going lower. So now I changed the structure of it. I go a little bit more longer term, and I changed the strikes, right? And then on Friday, I put on 15 lots. I should have put on more, but 75 lots overall on SBET, which is equaling 7,500 shares. I think I'm okay with that much. There's no guarantees in this world. So how's this a defined risk trade, right? Well, I have a put credit spread that I put on collecting $1. My max loss, I already know, is 2.5 less the $1 that I took in as credit. So my max loss is 1.5 with all the upside. That's why I did the trade, right? Otherwise, and I waited until it went below 1 MNAV. And then on Thursday and Friday, I put on 15 lots, lowered the strikes, and extended the duration, the expiration. I sold, same thing though, same synthetic. This what I'm not covering the short leg yet. So it's a 4-legged trade, obviously. And I sold the 15 puts, bought the 12.5 puts going out to January 2026 on SBET. Then I turned around, and this I couldn't do with credits because I'm buying at the money calls. Actually, they're in the money now. I bought the $15 calls and sold the $25 calls. So those I did it with about either 10 cent or 20 cent debit, which is fine with me. So at the moment, that part of the trade is profitable, and the other one is nicely profitable. But the 60 lots, now I'm free to the upside without the short leg of the call debit spread. And we'll see if we do get a run to 17.5, maybe, we'll just clean out the call side and leave the credit spread. Hey, you have many choices when you structure trades like this.